All right, so back on your paper, the next question. Read it to me, Braxton Carlock. What's it say?
First question is, create a timeline of the party area.
No, that's not where we are. Question 6.
Oh, sorry. Why is America a two-party system?
All right. Thank you. Why is America a two-party system? Well, on the screen it tells you why America is a two-party system. Okay. First reason is a little bit lame, but it's true. We are a two-party system because we've always been a two-party system. From the very beginning, we have grouped into two factions. What are our first two factions? Yeah, the Federalists and the Anti-Federalists. So we've just kind of always been that way. And to be honest with you, it's like it's human nature, you know, to kind of have like a yin and a yang. You know, there's this side or there's that side. Our political socialization will reinforce that because family plays such a key role. Since the 1860s, we have been Republicans and Democrats. And so as a result, those things have just kind of become so entrenched in us that we just kind of accept those parties. The third bullet we learned about last unit, winner take all, plurality elections. So remember that we said the Electoral College serves to marginalize third parties because it's rare that they ever get the most. If they don't get the most of any vote, then they tend to not win. They don't win any electoral votes. So it makes it really hard to elect a president then that's not a Republican or a Democrat. So that marginalizes the third party because we just kind of go back and forth between those two parties for the executive branch. Single member districts is the same thing. Once you write that, I'm going to draw a picture and show you. It's the same concept, it's just a different branch of government. Real quick, I'm going to draw this for you, and then we'll put that back, okay? Okay, so when you think about single-member districts, this has to do with the legislative branch. So just imagine your state, okay? So there's your state. Every state in the United States is broken into legislative districts with about the same number of people in every district, right? And then you're going to have an election in every one of those for the House of Representatives. So on your ballot in 2016, you're going to have a Republican nominee, you're going to have a Democratic nominee, and in our district, we'll probably have a Libertarian that will get some vote. Oh, sorry. Thanks for telling me. There you go. Is that better? Not really.
Try your light.
Spotlight? No. Interesting. I learn every day. I don't know how. Like that light on?
No, the light on that.
I don't know how to do it.
I think it's on the side. It's on the thing.
I don't know. This right here? No. Is there a weta?
Like a contrast thing? You can change the contrast.
I don't know. Okay, just hang with me. So I'll just put my hand there. Okay. All right. So you're going to have a Republican, a Democrat, and a Libertarian, right? Okay. Who do you think is likely to win our congressional election? The Republican. Okay, so let's say that the Republican gets 60 and the Democrat gets 20 and the Libertarian gets the remaining 20. So, just like in the Electoral College, whoever gets the most is going to win that seat. And then we will send a single member to the House of Representatives to represent that district. Okay? So, by contrast, countries that don't do it that way, what they do is they take a look and they say, like, okay, of all the parties, what percentage of the vote did they get? So I don't know how it's set up today, but in Russia, follow the Cold War, like their first legislative branch that was theoretically elected, it was called the Duma. I didn't make that up. And they had 450 seats in the Duma. Half of them they allocated the way we do, based on like region and whoever got the most. But then they took the other 225 and they would go back and look at the vote, and they'd say, okay, Party A got 20% of the vote, so we're going to give them 20% of the remaining seats. Party B, very good, and so on. So like the first time they did that, they had 10 parties in their legislature. But the only way that happens is if you acknowledge the proportions. So I don't want to say 100%, but every example I can think of a country that has multiple political parties represented in their legislature does it that way. They have some way to honor proportion of the vote versus a just simple the most per area. Yes?
Why did you say supposedly that was
I was kind of just being silly. Okay? Alright, so let's go back to this. Center. Alright, so we worked through that. We talked about single member districts. The last one is your state and federal election laws. So it just depends, but in a lot of states we put things in place that make it difficult for a third-party candidate to get elected. If you want to run for governor in Texas and not be Republican or Democrat, so you want to be an independent, you have to have 50,000 signatures of registered voters before they'll even put your name on the ballot. So that's a huge hurdle, you know, I mean that's like a lot of legwork to run around and try to get that. So we just do a lot of things that make it hard then for minor parties to be successful. Okay. Jacob, what's the next question on your paper?
What is the party era?
Oh, no, is there nothing on there? You know what, then I want to ask you guys this, like I thought this would be on there, okay? So tell me, if you have a country, maybe you guys can just talk about this. If you have a country that has a multi-party system, how will your parties look different? Oh, you know what? I think I have that in there later. Yeah, that's fine. Don't worry about that. Okay? Alright, so what we're going to do now then, for the remainder of class, and then we'll finish up next class. This is a really great recording.